A Hunt Brothers type silver surge is highly unlikely to ever happen again. However, there is one individual who very well could be considered a mini Hunt brother with an added bonus. I'll explain who that is and why, if 10 more like him emerge, we could see silver prices surge beyond $100 very soon. Let's talk about it as we explore. As silver prices have hit record highs measured in nominal dollars, I very rarely reference the highs from 2000 or from 1980 when adjusted for inflation because it seems so out of the realm of possibility at this point in time. But nonetheless, it's not as far-fetched as we may think based off of some new information that has just come in from tech billionaire David Baitman. That's right. Now, some of you may remember I did a video about Mr. Baitman buying a whole lot of silver. We'll talk a little bit about how much silver he has in total, but he has just posted another buy that he has made in silver, but we'll get into that in a moment. But first, I want to remind you, channel sponsor Summit Metals, they're rolling out a new feature. Check out their YouTube channel. For that. It's in beta right now, but check them out for excellent customer service, for a widening selection of silver products, and fast shipping for yourself. The link to their website is in the description below. So let's talk a little bit about silver's price. Well, silver's price has recently reached a record high before pulling back, and we saw that happen on Friday. Of course, right now, as of the recording of this video, the markets are closed, but we'll open soon. Every Sunday night, I do a market watch where we watch the silver prices move when the markets open in Asia. So silver's price, all-time high in nominal dollars. When adjusted for inflation, back in 1980, it would go well over $215 per ounce, somewhere thereabouts, when adjusted for inflation based off numbers from the Consumer Price Index. But I usually reference the 2011 highs because this time it's a little bit more closely related to those kinds of activity in the market. And that, when adjusted for inflation, is about $74 per ounce. So we're getting closer to that number, but still a little bit of a ways off as the gold to silver ratio narrows. But I can't help but wonder and think that I think part of what David Baitman has done, the tech billionaire, is bought a whole lot of silver that I talked about before. But he just announced another buy of silver that he just made, 350,000 ounces of physical silver. Pretty amazing. That essentially is 350 contract size bars. Those are 1,000 ounce bars. And he made that during the last dip. And he's already up a fairly good portion, over 7%, even with the pullback. And so it's pretty amazing to see. And he says in his post that he can't stop and he won't stop. He's buying more in the next week. And so he was grateful for the price drop so that he could buy some more. But it's pretty amazing. Now, David Baitman is a tech entrepreneur, and he's really, in a sense, turned into a precious metal investor. And he has shared some of his thoughts and reasonings for buying physical precious metals, and silver especially. It's safe to call him a whale at this point in time, with the amount that he's purchased. And I think, in a sense, the purchase that he made even before this has affected the market somewhat. It's pretty amazing, especially when you make that big of a move. It's pretty amazing, and this is this 12.69 million ounces that was done before this move is 1.5% of the annual silver supply, which is around 850 million ounces. So that's pretty amazing. A single actor absorbing that much will stress the market that has already been strained by industrial demand and retail investor frenzy. Now, the retail investor frenzy is moving mostly on the other side now. So David Baitman's got to kind of offset the number of people that are selling silver, trying to take profits or in need of money. And this is certainly one of those things why I think, in a sense, it would probably take 10 more like him, total of 11, to be able to make these kinds of purchases. So this is something. Now, his post has really gotten a lot of attention from folks and people asking in the silver community about this kind of purchase. It's just amazing. The amount of traction it gets, and it's very encouraging to see somebody who has a lot of money actually buying physical, putting his money where his mouth is, or putting where his money where the sound is. Sound money is much better than fiat currency, and David Baitman, of all people, understands this and is literally putting his money where his silver is. That's for sure, because silver, he sees it as a monetary metal. Now, obviously, it's a strategic metal. It is also a commodity. I'm sure he understands this as well. But this is something else for sure. And so when you look at that and the amount that he has invested in silver, it gives you an idea exactly what we're looking at, and that if David Baitman can do it, certainly we can do it on a lesser scale, such as you see right here. I think it's a good idea to have silver that you hold on. You hold on to your silver with a diamond fist. Yes, indeed. That's exactly what it's about, having silver for the long term to protect your wealth. And that is best done through the course of time. The longer you hold, the better it's going to be. Now, the Salivate metal round is still available over at Summit Metals. Once the supply runs out, it's going to be a while. I can almost guarantee it before it gets restocked. So check it out in the description below. But nonetheless, David Baitman is buying big, these 1,000-ounce bars. And he was asked the question, where does he get these bars? And he buys from a refinery that either refines new bars or stands for delivery from the COMEX. And it's usually a combination of the two in order to fulfill the contract. That gives you an inside scoop as to what happens and how some of those contracts are delivered. Usually it goes to refineries. At least that's one source to where it can go and where it travels. So that's pretty remarkable. And he's taking physical delivery. Of course, given his situation, he has a place to store them. And he's probably thought all of that through. Obviously, that is a big deal considering how much weight that is. I mean, it's pretty remarkable to see this, especially since silver price has topped out within shy of $65 that we saw on December the 11th into the 12th, fueled by persistent supply deficits, which are now in their fifth year and likely going to continue into next year in 2026. We got a lot of industrial demand from the tech sector, and he knows this too, like solar and electronics, and this is why I think this is a big deal. So you think about it. How much has he got here altogether? And if you look at how much he has got all together here with David Baitman's purchase now that he stands for delivery, it's about 13,840,000 ounces. And again, that's what we're seeing here, that he has made in a purchase that includes 3 that are known across these acquisitions here. 12.69 million ounces accumulated over 6 months ending in March of 2025, and then an additional 800,000 ounces in July of 2025, and then just most recently this additional 350,000 ounces in December of 2025. So these are this is accounting for this amount of number. This is in a sense still doesn't break maybe 2%, but if you can get 10 more just like him, which that's going to be the real hard part, because we have to have people that are of the same understanding, the same mindset as David Baitman. And somebody had posted, said if we get 100 like David Baitman to do this, but I would say even if we get 10, then that's going to put a real dent, and it will be just a dent, but a dent nonetheless that will be even more noticeable, because this is noticeable, 1.5% of the total supply, and let's just say closer to maybe 1.7, maybe close to 2%. I haven't done the math on it, but that is a big deal. Even now, it's a big deal. And why is it a bonus as opposed to the Hunt brothers? Because he's actually stacking physical. The Hunt brothers, they just bought the futures contracts, right? And they were left holding the bag. No one can take David Baitman's silver away from him. That's silver that is not going to be used for an industry, for science, for technology, it is going to sit there. And that's precisely why he has done it. He's holding it to protect himself against fiat currencies, to preserve his wealth over the long course of time. As he answers, he has lost faith in the fiat currency that we find ourselves a part of, not just in dollars, but all around the world. The whole world is awash in fiat currency, and that has made it lose value. That's inflation. And sound money is really where it's at. And I think that maybe some in the crypto space are recognizing that more as well. I think that's good. And so when you see posts like this from David Baitman, it really does encourage us smaller stackers, some of us who are just mere, how would you call it? Maybe a little bit of an orangutan or, a monkey of sorts, what have you. Whereas he's like a humpback whale, of a buyer. And that is just remarkable and so encouraging, because if he's doing it and he's taking his resources to buy silver, that means that we're not doing the wrong thing by holding it ourselves. And we hold on to our silver with a diamond fist, not just diamond hands. And what does that mean? That means hanging on to a core silver stack, in a sense, for life, if you can, or until you retire or until such a time. But nonetheless, I believe that is a powerful statement. It does not mean that you can't or shouldn't sell some of your silver in times of opportunity or in need. But nonetheless, there's a way to protect your core stack by holding on to it. Because every ounce that you get, I tell you, that means that you are playing your role in removing that silver from the economy, from the situation. And that, I think, will squeeze it in such a way that the prices could climb up dramatically. Should that be our motivation for holding silver? No. I don't think, and I can't speak for Mr. Baitman, but I don't think that's his motivation either. But it just goes to show you that he sees something going on. And make no mistake, if he's going to be putting that much money into silver, he's paying attention. And it doesn't mean that he can't be wrong on some of his moves, by the way. I mean, no one knows everything. But nonetheless, he believes in it, and I believe there's some truth to what he is talking about here. So there it is. Now, so what do you think? Now, I think the chances of getting 10 more like him are going to be slim. I won't say slim to none, but I will just say it's slim, because it is a mindset. It's an ideological way of thinking in terms of understanding what true sound money is and the like. And I just don't know that we can find that many other billionaires with that kind of mindset. And maybe even millionaires that would be willing to put a major investment or a major purchase like that. I just don't see it out there. So I think, in a sense, that we're going to see Mr. David Baitman stand alone in this. But you never know. He may have some friends, or there may be some who are billionaires that happen to come across his post and just see the name and with silver and are paying attention to what silver doing, and they very well could accumulate. Much like some of the institutions like J.P. Morgan have. J.P. Morgan is accumulating a whole heck of a lot of silver at this point in his time as well. So there you have it. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. Hope you found this video informative, insightful, and educational. Would like it to extend a multitude of gratitude to each and every one of you for taking the time to watch, and to encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.